Oh, I'm about to shatter y'all's childhood with this one. There's a rumor circulating online that Fred, Velma, Daphne, and Shaggy were all based off of real criminals who called themselves the Gang.
So we all just got woken up to some disturbing sound all through the whole area. I just called 911 and they said they've gotten like over 50 calls about it.
And it was like nerve-wracking, and I just jumped up in my bed, so I was standing on the bed. I like threw the things off, and I just like was ready to, and there was nothing there on my door.
How long was something squeezing your hand for?
Less than 10 seconds.
Let's freaking go, y'all. Welcome back to Unreal Reality, guys. Today, we'll be reacting to mysterious TikToks that'll give you the chills. Guys, if anyone's new out there, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button so this video gets recommended to others. And with that out of the way, let's jump right into it.
Don't look at what's in front of you. Boost, 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 moving up and down again. Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war. If your eyes drop, they will get the top of you. Boost, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Rise, to think of something different. Oh, my God, keep me from going lunatic. Boom, moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. 7, 6, 11, 5, 4, 7.
Yeah, sure, because nothing says good idea quite like exploring an abandoned serial killer's house during the witching hour.
Okay, Dad, she is fed and feisty. What are you doing, baby? Okay, so I fed her. I will feed the barn. Okay. 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 Oh my God. Stop!
Survival instincts of a damn fart. If you can't find your keys or your car won't start, that's not bad luck. That's a plot twist.
Oh, I'm about to shatter y'all's childhood with this one. There's a rumor circulating online that Fred, Velma, Daphne, and Shaggy were all based off of real criminals who called themselves the Gang. So they weren't out here chasing monsters, they were really just running from the law. Their van called the Mystery Machine was real and it was used for cross-state burglaries and identity scams. They operated between September in 1969 and October in 1970. It's also rumored that the show's creator met with one of the gang when they were institutionalized, and he later on got ideas for the show and created it, turning their story into something safe. Why the hell does it seem like everything's gotta be based off of something dark? There's always something more to what's going on than you realize. Now I'm sitting here wondering what other cartoons are based off of some fucked up shit. Like they were out here chasing monsters, but the whole time they were behind the wheel. This is also an urban legend, so take this with a grain of salt, y'all. But I wouldn't be surprised because there's always some crazy stuff going on. And Hollywood likes taking inspiration from real life, so I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up being true. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this.
Not gonna lie, pretty disturbing that the creator went to an institution to interview criminals and came back with a Saturday morning cartoon for kids.
We hadn't no sooner turned down the road than my brother. He said, well, don't look. But there's something there beside your window. I thought he was messing with me. Those wings, they were big like a bird. Those eyes, that was something you could not miss. So big and so red. I tell everybody, I haven't seen a red like that to this day. I was about 14 and I saw this Mothman that hit Point Pleasant and busted it wide open to this day.
The Mothman story started here in Point Pleasant in November of 1966. You had two young couples riding around on the outskirts of town in what was called the TNT area. That was an old ammunitions depot back in World War II. When the war ended, they just left all the buildings and the structures. They saw what they thought was just a person standing in the road, and then they saw the wingspan come out. It was flying behind the car. They were hitting speeds of about 85, 90 miles an hour. The more people started reporting these different sightings, the elementary schools wouldn't let the kids out for a while because they thought, if it was a bird big enough to come and pick up a kid, there were really no solid answers. You had over 100 reported sightings within the next 2 years.
My brother, he was gonna go try to find that thing because he decided he was gonna go prove it was fake. It jumped up on top of the hood and just crouched there. If that windshield wasn't there, all I had to do was reach out and I could touch him, or he could have reached in and touched us. It just went off like that and then gone.
Crazy.
People would like an answer to what happened. There's thousands who come to Point Pleasant every year to go to the TNT area to look for Mothman.
People see amazing and weird things some people do in their life, and others want to some kind of bad and never do. So I guess that's why they want to hear the stories.
Some gives me the feeling she is not doing this for clout or views. But what do y'all think? Is the Mothman real, or is this just another silly folk legend? Let me know down below.
This $20,000 robot went viral this week, but it can only do two things on its own. Meet Neo, the $20,000 humanoid robot that just opened pre-orders. On October 28th, 1X Technologies launched the first humanoid robot you can actually buy for your home. And the engineering behind this thing is insane. It weighs only 66 pounds, but can lift 154. The entire body is wrapped in a soft fabric suit that makes it safe to operate around people. It runs at just 22 decibels, quieter than most refrigerators. Neo can fold your laundry, load your dishwasher, and vacuum your floor. This is the Jetsons' dream coming to life. But Wall Street Journal tested it and found something unexpected. Every single task they demonstrated was remotely controlled by a human operator wearing a VR headset. Neo can do exactly two things on its own right now: open doors and fetch cups. That's it. For everything else, there's expert mode. You schedule a task through the app. A trained 1X employee then connects through Neo's cameras and controls the robot remotely while it records everything as training data. This is exactly how Tesla approached self-driving cars, using early adopters as beta testers who helped train the AI system called Redwood. Promises full autonomy eventually, but that timeline could stretch for years. Right now, early adopters are paying $20,000 to help train the system while giving up privacy in their own homes. Neo represents incredible engineering meeting incomplete artificial intelligence.
Congrats, you just paid 20 grand to allow a stranger to spy on you in 4K. You didn't pay for a robot maid. You paid for a subscription to surveillance.
This is water in Kalamazoo, our standard drinking water. It actually looked better when I ran it. But if I ever call and I'm like, hey, our water's very yellow or very brown, they say, oh, just run it for a while and it'll clear out. It looks worse than it did when I started. When I started, it was not this yellow. Now it looks like tea or apple juice or something. How am I supposed to cook for my family? Get water for my family without them drinking this? This is in my kitchen, straight from the tap. Do you want to drink this?
Yikes, imagine paying for this water and realizing that the color is only the beginning. This isn't hydration, guys. This is a chemistry experiment that no one signed up for.
This is footage accidentally captured by a photography enthusiast, but everyone who's seen it says the same thing. It's the creepiest, most unsettling video of the year. That night, he took his drone deep into a remote mountain range just to test out the thermal imaging mode. At first, everything looked normal until he turned his camera toward a cliff. There, he saw 9 clear human figures standing in a circle at 3:30 in the morning as if performing some kind of ritual. He zoomed in and realized one of them was dragging a long, human-shaped bag away. When he looked again, there were only 8 people left. Where did the 9th one go? Was that body bag what he thought it was? He kept filming and soon noticed an old cabin not far from the cliff. Through the thermal lens, someone was inside, someone he recognized from that circle. Then suddenly, 2 more figures appeared in frame. One was running, the other chasing. They disappeared into the trees, and the screen went completely still. The video ends there, just the sound of wind, darkness, and that lonely mountain. To this day, no one knows who those 9 people were or what really happened that night.
Yeah, I don't see the Sora watermark anywhere. So what are we thinking, guys? Real or AI? I would love to hear your thoughts on this one. Let's check out this next paranormal clip caught on camera.
Y'all, a woman in North Carolina uploaded some crazy camera footage from outside of her house. This was taken in her backyard. She has one in her backyard, one on the side, other side, and the front of her house. And this thing was captured not only on her backyard camera, but on the side yard camera as well. They said they came home one night, they were turning into their driveway, and they saw something in the wood line. So they checked their cameras, and this thing showed up on their camera. At first I was like, that is a creepy looking person, and then I saw the side camera view. This thing runs, jumps on this little wall right here, and then runs away into the woods. And when you look at the proportions of this thing, it is not a human. I am not sure what this thing is, but it really makes me think about that North Carolina 911 call. And what if whatever this is what jumped in the back of his truck?
Kind of creepy how all these coincidences are all happening in the same state. This is starting to feel less like a story and more like coordinates.
So we all just got woken up to some disturbing sound all through the whole area. I just called 911 and they said they've gotten like over 50 calls about it. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Are we breathing in something we shouldn't be breathing in right now?
Imagine hearing this, and even the cops have no idea what it is. What do you think, guys? Is this a steam plant, or is this something much stranger?
I left my soul on this one. I know it sounds weird. Yeah. But you leave your soul for something like this.
The video you just saw is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson practically admitting he might have sold his soul. Don't you find it strange that at the end of the 90s he was nobody? He was a broke wrestler, no contracts, nothing that could lead him to success. Then, overnight, his career exploded. He ended up in the WWE, in Hollywood, all that with millions of fans. It straight up looks like a miracle. Except the video you just saw confirms the whispers that have followed his image. The Rock's career wasn't due to luck, but to a pact. They say he was offered this price: 20 years of glory, of strength, of muscle, and 20 years without a single scandal. Thanks to that, he became the symbol of the Rock. His body looked superhuman, his endurance almost unreal, but no one ever gives anything for free. Someone always comes back to collect. And so this year, everything changed for him. Remember, he made a frightening public appearance, looking exhausted, thinner, stripped of the mass that defined his whole persona. All his fans were shocked. But wait, the most shocking part is that according to the contract, after his 20th year, he has to give back everything he was given. And strangely enough, it's been exactly 20 years since we started to know him. Look at what he looks like today, and you won't believe it. So is the video I showed you proof of all this? Is it simply age and stress, or has the terrible payment for his pact already begun?
I mean, did he make a deal with the devil, or is he just off the juice? Regardless, Dwayne Johnson was definitely downgraded from The Rock to now The Pebble. The Simpsons strike again. It's almost like they know it's coming. Some say it's pure chance. Others think it's something else entirely. What do y'all believe it is?
The theory that we were supposed to die in 2012, and if we did, no one would realize. People said that the Mayan calendar ended December 21st of 2012, which supposedly marked the end of human existence. Or existence in general. But here's where it gets weird. Some scientists and internet theorists believe that something did happen that year, just not the way we expected. They claim that they believe that our reality shifted, so we're like in this other parallel universe. That's why some things seem off. Time, memory, and small details are completely off. That's where the Mandela effect comes. Many people claim that right after 2012, they started noticing some mismatch. Things that were way off and things that we don't remember. Many people believe that we died in 2012 and this is just like a copy of like our past life, but I'm not saying this is true, it's just a theory. So what do you guys think about this theory? Do you guys think the Mayans weren't off? Or is this theory just a bunch of, BS? I want to know what you guys think.
I'm not gonna lie, guys, it does kind of sort of feel like reality's been glitching ever since. If 2012 wasn't the end, it was damn sure the reboot.
So have you heard what they just found in Las Vegas, Nevada? They just found over 300 piles of human remains out in the desert. Now this reminds me of that TV series. It could be either Breaking Bad or it could be the Ed Gein monster series.
Neither.
I mean, there are some sick people in the world, but how do basically over 300 people wind up missing? And they find piles of them in the desert. Supposedly now the funeral homes are out there recovering the remains, probably trying to figure out this giant mess of who all these people are. But by God, I hope it's not some kind of a wacko serial killer running loose. I'm assuming it's probably like a funeral home that was negligent, and rather than, preparing the bodies for funerals and burying them like they're supposed to, they probably dumped them in the desert. But if you haven't seen it, check this one out. It'll make your stomach turn.
Yeah, sure, blame a crooked funeral home, or maybe even a psychopath. But let's be real, guys. The mob basically poured all the concrete that's currently out there, so there's that.
If you honestly knew what some of your favorite big superstar really did behind closed doors, none of us are perfect. We all do weird things. We're all freaky and weird and crazy. But if you knew, you wouldn't follow at the people. And I tell you what, I put doctors on that list. I put CEOs on that list. You've been programmed your whole life. We're still in the Roman Empire, baby. Feed them and entertain them just enough, and we shall control them through fear. And they will do whatever we want.
It's one of them, I can't say too much on here. If you know, you know. But let's be honest, the whole establishment is built on nepotism, you know, keeping it within the family, keeping it so people can't infiltrate the elite. So if you do happen to get into that circle, just imagine what you have to give to them. Just imagine what you have to sacrifice to be a part of that club.
To get on top, you have to do all that stuff.
Because
Hollywood is demonic.
Unspeakable and unthinkable things. And that's coming from a comedian. Guys, if fame corrupts, then Hollywood must be hell's intern program.
There's gotta be a Mandela effect, man, cause since when was there a 666 on the Kool-Aid Man, or am I tripping? No, I'm not tripping, bro, because it definitely used to be different. So believe it or not, this was the first ever Kool-Aid commercial that came out in 1954, and look how the Kool-Aid looked. This was the first ever Kool-Aid Man. And you know, over time it definitely got more and more colorful and more cartoonish, but it definitely kept the same theme. Until in the 2000s, they had their nose changed and it changed the same shape as their eyes, and now they're as a 6 now. But that's not all, Look at the hand gesture that changed out of nowhere. This can't be a coincidence right here, bro, because it's literally the same exact hand gesture as the Baphomet. Now, to be fair, Kool-Aid isn't the only drink that try to sneak in the 666 on their logo. They do it with Monster, the 3 Monster. They have the Hebrew and 66 right in front of their can. They also sing the Panera Bread logo. Even in places like Little Caesars, you never know where they try to sneak it in. I know a lot of people are still gonna be drinking Kool-Aid, man, but I thought it was interesting to see how they try to like sneak this in here, man. But let me know what you guys think. Am I tripping or am I onto something?
So somewhere between the 50s and 2000s, he went from sweet to satanic. I guess even the Kool-Aid Man couldn't resist selling his soul for better branding.
Bring the drums in.
Imagine spending millions on ammo, firing, and the target doesn't even flinch. Welcome to the future of warfare, guys.
Just, I don't believe in them, but I had this experience. I don't know what to make of it. I lived alone at the time. When I go to sleep at night, I lock my bedroom door. I was laying in bed and I had the television on, and a lot of times I'll put the TV on mute, but keep the TV on when I fall asleep. Something I do. Because I sleep with a CPAP machine, how I would wrap myself up in a cocoon because I had an air source. So I like, it's like a sarcophagus. I like put everything over my head. I was wide awake. I just muted my television and I wrapped myself up like a burrito and I had the CPAP on. I'm laying there and I always stick like 1 foot or one hand out. It's just a nice cool breeze. It's like a fun little thing to do when you're wrapped up like that.
Right.
And I had my hand out. So this was out. And I'm just laying there and I thought I heard something or somebody. I don't know if it was talking or I heard what I thought was like the door open, I suppose. Again, wasn't asleep. I wasn't asleep. I was just
about to fall asleep.
I wouldn't even
just laying there.
Sure, yeah. But I didn't sleep and wake up or nothing like that.
Got it.
And I wasn't laying there 20 minutes It wasn't like that. I'm laying there and I heard walking or the door or something. And so I listened more intently. I didn't hear anything again. And then all of a sudden I felt, I don't know if it's a hand, whatever you want to call it, pressure, squeeze. Oh, right here on my hand, right? I just felt my hand get squeezed. And what's going on in my mind is I thought there was an intruder in the house initially, right? So like an intruder came in the house, and I know I'm feeling this. This all happened in seconds, but I'm thinking, okay, I heard something. Now there's pressure on my hand, and it went tighter and tighter. And I'm like, someone is squeezing my hand right now. I have to act like I'm not feeling this because I don't know what's about to happen. But then I started in the same vein. I'm like, if this was a home intruder, why would they do this? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, so aren't they going to wake me up? Like, wouldn't they try to get in and out? I'm thinking of this in a split second. Right. And the pressure is such that it actually begins to hurt, not hurt like, ow, get off, but like, oh, that's squeezing. I'm like, all right, I am going to have to jump up and fight right now or something. Something's happening here. And I said, are you awake? Are you awake? And I'm like, I'm awake. I'm awake right now. I'm laying here. I'm looking. I'm feeling my hand. I am fully awake. And I was like, I feel like I either have to count to 3, jump up and get ready to fight, or I'm vulnerable and I don't know what's going to happen to me. I might as well just take charge of the situation, whatever I can. And I just took a breath and I was like, all right, here I go. They let go. I felt the pressure release off my hand. And so that's when I was like laying there with it limp, and I was like, I'm going to jump up right now, and I'll just, whatever happens, happens. And it was like nerve wracking. And I just jumped up in my bed up. So I was standing on the bed. I like threw the things off and I just like was ready to, and there was nothing there on my door.
How long was something squeezing your hand for?
Less than 10 seconds.
That's a long time.
Yeah, because it was on me, and then it was more pressure, and then more pressure, and then let go. And then when I jumped up, no one in my room, door locked. And I was like, I'm up. I was up. I was just up. I'm not like sleeping. And it freaked me out. I turned every light on, opened my door, walked around the house. I was like, do I leave?
Shane was telling us a story the other night about how he had like, they talk about sleep paralysis demons.
Yeah.
Like, he had an experience
sleep
like
paralysis, not demons.
He had an experience of like a thing standing over his bed with like a white face, and he couldn't move.
This happened to Shane?
Yeah.
So, has anyone out there ever gotten a handshake from someone or something that's not there? Anyone? Me either, guys. Thank the Lord. That's all I got for this one. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Smash that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.